Today's global power struggles are fought with infrastructure, not armies. The world is witnessing a new great game, one where influence is built with ports, railways, and massive loans. At the center are two rival visions, China's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, and the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor, IMEC. The BRI, launched by China, promises prosperity but has drawn criticism for trapping countries in debt. Stories from Sri Lanka and Pakistan have become warnings about the risks of China's approach. In response, IMEC has emerged backed by India, the US, the EU, and Gulf nations, offering a more transparent and sustainable model. This isn't just about economics, it's about sovereignty and the future of global alliances. The choice between these corridors will shape the world's balance of power for decades. Will nations trade independence for development, or can they have both? The stakes are global, affecting everyone from island fishermen to European workers. The BRI is China's signature project, launched in 2013 to revive the ancient Silk Road. It's a vast network of roads, railways, and ports stretching from Asia to Europe and Africa. China's goals are economic, finding new markets, securing resources, and keeping its industries humming. But the BRI is also a geopolitical tool, building a web of influence across 150 countries. By funding infrastructure, China gains leverage and challenges the US-led global order. Over $1 trillion have been invested, binding nations to Beijing through economic ties. The promise is shared prosperity, but the reality is often more complicated. For many, the BRI's generosity comes with strings attached. The biggest criticism of the BRI is debt trap diplomacy. China lends huge sums for projects that may not be profitable, leaving countries unable to repay. Sri Lanka's Hambantota port is the most cited example. Unable to pay its debt, the country handed the port to China on a 99-year lease. Pakistan's China-Pakistan Economic Corridor brought new infrastructure but also crushing debt, forcing repeated IMF bailouts. The Maldives, Kenya, Ethiopia, and Zambia have all faced similar risks: mounting debt, warnings of default, and fears of losing strategic assets. Critics call this a new form of colonialism, using loans instead of force. The pattern is clear. When countries can't pay, China gains control or influence. These stories have sparked a global debate about the true cost of Chinese investment. Is the BRI building prosperity or undermining sovereignty? For many nations, the answer is becoming painfully clear. The debt trap is real, and the consequences are lasting. India has fiercely opposed the BRI from the start, citing sovereignty and security. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor runs through disputed Kashmir, violating India's territorial claims. India sees the BRI as a strategy to encircle it with Chinese-funded ports in neighboring countries, a string of pearls. These projects, India fears, could become military outposts, threatening its security. The lack of transparency and secretive loan deals only deepen India's mistrust. India argues for development based on international norms, good governance, and respect for sovereignty. This opposition has pushed India to seek alternatives and rally global partners for a different model. Enter IMEC, a new vision for global connectivity, unveiled at the 2023 G20 summit. IMEC links India to Europe via the Middle East, with partners including the US, EU, UAE, and Saudi Arabia. Unlike the BRI, IMEC is a partnership of equals, emphasizing transparency and shared investment. The corridor will feature railways, shipping lanes, digital cables, and green energy pipelines. IMEC aims to foster economic growth without creating dependency or debt traps. By involving rival nations like Saudi Arabia and Israel, it also seeks to promote regional stability. For smaller countries, IMEC offers development without sacrificing sovereignty. The focus on private investment and fair bidding is designed to avoid the pitfalls of the BRI. Though still in early stages, IMEC signals a powerful alternative to China's model. Facing criticism, China is rebranding the BRI as BRI 2.0. The new approach shifts from mega projects to smaller, more sustainable investments. China now emphasizes green energy, anti-corruption, and financial caution. High-profile crackdowns on corruption aim to restore trust. The focus is on projects that generate real economic value, not just grand structures, yet many remain skeptical. China's core goal of expanding influence hasn't changed. Strategic concerns persist, especially over dual-use ports and opaque deals. Is BRI 2.0 a genuine shift, or just a new face for the same ambitions? The world is watching to see if China's promises match reality. The contest between BRI and IMEC is about more than trade. It's about the future of global development. Countries must now choose quick results with hidden risks or slower collaborative growth that protects sovereignty. The debt crises in Sri Lanka and Pakistan are stark warnings. IMEC's principles of transparency and fair competition offer a new path. The BRI, despite its flaws, remains a powerful force, now adapting to criticism. IMEC's success depends on turning plans into real projects and overcoming political hurdles. This rivalry gives nations more options and bargaining power. The world is moving from dependence on a single lender to a marketplace of choices. The outcome will shape not just infrastructure, but the values that define global progress. The future of connectivity is being written now by the choices nations make today.